everybody. Welcome to the Leader Lab. This is Leadership Shorts. Quick thoughts to help you level up your leadership. My name is Chad Wright. I'm the founder of Forward Partners, and I'm joined, as always, by my partner in podcasting, Emily Grace Deal. Emily Grace Deal, what are we talking about today?
Well, knowing what to do as a leader is teachable.
Absolutely.
There are books, conferences, and podcasts to help us learn how to lead.
Mm-hmm.
However, you seem to think that there is a key ingredient that we have to have in order to make the actions of a leader effective.
Yes.
What is it?
So this is something we've discovered through a lot of working with organizations where we know what to do. We can know the check boxes of being a leader, right? To be a good leader, I need to go interact with my team. To be a good leader, I need to communicate. To be a good leader, I need to bring vision and excitement and passion and all these different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can know that, but the reality is if we don't also bring heart to the table, every bit of it falls flat.
Yeah.
And the best example I can think of this is I've actually heard this now in multiple organizations where there will be a leader who has been taught your role as a leader is to go around every morning and say hi to everybody, check on their families. How's everybody doing? What are you working on today? How can I support you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that became a thing on their list. I'm going to go have that conversation with 10 or 15 people every single day.
Yeah, I can see how that can maybe go wrong.
Well, what's interesting is when you do it with heart, when you do it sincerely, people feel cared for.
Right.
They feel cared for that, oh my gosh, they came by and they asked how my kids were and they remembered my kid's name. And it means the world to people when we interact in that way, you know?
Right.
But what's interesting is the reviews I would get about that leader from their people is this person doesn't give a crap about me.
Right.
Because it became very clear there was no heart behind it.
Well, I mean, just the idea of that becoming a task can so easily just become a checkbox, right?
Absolutely.
Each person is now a checkbox. So even less so than not having that role, that person can feel like an item on a list.
Yes. It actually starts to do damage, right? And I think that's the thing we have to understand is leadership is not only about doing the right things. It's about how are you doing it? Like, are you bringing the heart to the table?
Right.
Or are you just checking a box?
Well, the other issue I kind of see with that is just the idea that how healthy that human being has to literally be for it to have the heart in it.
Yes.
And to see that their health is now so important.
Yes.
I mean, all of our health is really important, but if you're a person who's going around to check on other people,
it matters.
the empathy piece of that has to be so strong.
Because if you're not healthy, what you're spreading is a lack of health, right? Again, we go back to that quote, you either give life or drain life. If you're not healthy, and every one of those interactions where you're saying, I'm being a good leader, you're actually draining life from everybody because the interaction is not what it needs to be.
I keep thinking about, when you just see somebody at the store or whatever it may be, and they're like, oh, how are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you doing? Doing great. And that interaction has kind of been checked, right? You have been a social human being.
Done. Yes.
Right. And then you can really tell when someone puts the intention into it and is like, how are you?
Yes.
And then
and they pause to actually listen and focus on you. And it's a totally different interaction, right? Because it's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of caring.
Right. I want to hear what the answer is. I'm not just doing it to then go about whatever I was doing.
Yeah. And that's the reality is we can check all these boxes. We can deliver vision. We can deliver bad news and challenges. We can help people along the way. But if they don't believe we care about them, none of that really lands the way we want it to.
Right. And
heart is the thing that makes it land where it is not just, I am for you getting a thing done. I am for you. And we're going to get the things done, but I am for you as a human being. I am for your growth and your flourishing and your well-being, and I'm for your family's well-being. When that heart is there, it means everything. And it inspires us. We will follow those folks. If they can be an imperfect leader, but if they love you, people will follow them.
Right.
And so ultimately that's our work as leaders, to bring the heart. And you're right. When it's just a task, that is an unhealthy thing. That is a person who's just inward focused. Them asking the question is not about the person at all. It's about them.
Well, and you've made it like, if you're just asking the how are you to get the I'm good, then cool, we've completed the task. But if you're asking the how are you to get reality, to get an actual answer from them, then you're actually looking for that gives them the permission to say, yeah, I'm not doing great today.
Yes.
And then that's okay. And we can then go from there. It's not just, I'm good. Cool. I've asked how you are. We can all be healthy now and move on with our day.
Yes.
Like, so it gives that permission to actually give a reality and the truth instead of just.
Yeah. Because the more you care, the more people are willing to open up. If our people know that we care about them, then we ask, they're willing to actually open. They're willing to be vulnerable because they know they're safe, right? When you're with somebody that cares about you, you are in a safer place. You have a place where you can open up, where you can talk, you can share, you can be vulnerable. And creating that space for people, that psychological safety we talk about all the time. Some of psychological safety is not doing certain things, right? If you bring me a problem, I'm not going to scream at you about the problem. That creates an amount of steadiness and safety by not screaming, right? But bringing heart brings a steadiness and a safety that is there's almost no other way to do it because when we know we're cared for, we're just able to focus on new things. It goes back to that episode we talked about feeling like we're enough. When we believe we're enough, we're capable of incredible things over and above what we would be otherwise. When we know we're loved or cared for, we absolutely are capable of more than when we don't.
Right. Well, and if you're putting that time aside to do this, you're not saying that, all 100% of our day is not, now dedicated to how is everyone doing?
Yeah.
But it's caring enough to like ask the question, hear the answer, and then adjust accordingly. And then sometimes some weeks are harder than others. And it's good to make adjustments.
I think about it too, in terms of that's one example of how can we show heart? We can go check on people.
Right.
But we can show heart in 1,000 different ways. Every interaction is a chance for people to walk away believing and feeling they care about me. Or it's a chance for them walking away believing they don't. And that distinction makes such a difference for people. And so I think there's something to being intentional about bringing heart. And this is, we had an episode where we talked about businesses being families, right? And families involve a lot of love. And love makes such a difference. And the more we do this work, the more we really dig into leading people and we're seeing organizations transform, love is at the heart of a lot of it. The leaders that are bringing us in to help their people love their people. And the people feel that. They understand that. And so we're seeing what a difference love can make, because at the end of the day, this is a core human need. In fact, it might be the core human need, because obviously we have to eat every day and we have to breathe. There are those base needs like that. But man, to feel love, that's the quest and that's the journey that we're all on.
Right.
And so I think if we can bring that as leaders, it unlocks all new levels for our people. They now have the ability to do their best work, because they know they're cared for. They know we've got them.
Right.
It makes a huge difference. Leaders, let's talk next steps. You can do all the right things as a leader. You can check all the boxes and still have a negative impact, still create a team that struggles if you don't bring heart to it, if you don't bring love to it, if they don't know that you care about them. And all of this, Emily's 100% right. This all comes down to your leadership health. If you are unhealthy, everything's about how it affects you. If you are healthy, it's all about the team. How do I serve them? A healthy version of you is going to bring a ton of heart. Let people see that heart. Don't hesitate. Let them see that you are passionate, that you're excited, that you are for them. And the more you do that, the more they're going to start to believe it. And the more they believe it, the more they're going to feel safe. And they're going to do the best work of their entire lives. Emily, thank you for bringing this. If people want to send us questions, if they want to send us scenarios or things for us to dig into, where do they send that to?
To lab@forwardpartners.net.
Lab@forwardpartners.net. If people want to reach out to us online, where we are putting out content all over the place, where do they find us?
@ForwardPartner.
@ForwardPartner on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for bringing heart to this conversation.
Thank you.
John, Porchlight Productions Vineyard, thank you for pouring your heart into every single episode and all the crazy details of every episode.
Totally.
Emily, Grace, nope.
That's not her middle name.
I got my Emily's confused, which is not unusual because I have too many.
People are probably confused that there's two of us.
There's an Emily sitting over here. For those of you watching, I'm pointing to the left. This is other Emily. Emily, future right. Thank you for bringing the vibes. Thank you for bringing however you do the weird heart thing with your fingers. And you guys, Thank you for watching. You can tell we're passionate about this. We care about this. And more importantly, we care about you. We love you. We are so glad to be on this journey with you. We will see you next time right here in the Leader Lab for Leadership Shorts.